When Hitler closed down all the Waldorf schools in Germany that were just beginning to really flourish in 1932, his rationale was they teach children to think. They must be taught to obey.
Children are born with their intelligence intact. It is there, like a rose in a bud. You give fertilizer to the soil, you water it, and you trust. You trust in the inherent process that is going to open that rose into this glorious creation.
I went to 3 other schools, and I came home crying. I said, if the teachers are yelling at these little kids with the parents there, what are they doing when we're not there? I knew I wanted for my children the gift that my parents had given me, education.
The first day that Callie came here, she'd given up piano. She loved piano, and then she gave it up because she couldn't, it was too stressful. And after the first day at Highland Hall, she went home, sat down to the piano on her own and began playing, and continues to play to this day.
I was working on my golf game, and I met this, one of my instructors, you might call him a sports psychologist, and he had said, if you ever have kids, you want to look into this Waldorf education because it's just a different kind of education. And it was working on what I was working on to become a better golfer and a better thinker, and really, it turned out to be a better human being.
You wonder why society is unraveling at its edges, and you look at an educational system that tries to make everybody the same and pays no attention to the individual. And my son he was not happy. He was quieting himself inside. That was the point that we knew we had to do something.
Waldorf education provides this brilliantly thought out series of mirrors that the child encounters as they go through the grades. The curriculum corresponds to what's going on for them in their development at a very deep soul level.
The thing about this education that's so striking to me is the way that Steiner seemed to know where a child's focus was at any given period.
Waldorf education lets the child be a child and play all the way through into adulthood, and that was so important to Duffy and I, that we actually found a place that embraced the child to allow them to be a child, not forcing them to be an adult before their time.
It's based on true respect for the child, recognizing a child's competencies and needs at each given stage, and not laying on our agenda, our idea of what would be nice.
These kids are firmly grounded, and it comes from this whole human being development of education, where they develop the heart, the hands, the mind. It's not just this is what you should be learning, but what is unique about them, and how do I teach to that uniqueness?
Learning only happens in the context of relationship.
I begin my day by shaking their hands, and we end the day by shaking hands. It's a way of having initial contact from child to teacher in a gesture of respect.
It is through the will, through the doing, through the taking apart, putting together, touching, moving, turning upside down, that a child learns about the world. We work with the parents to say to them, what your child really needs is a safe, nurturing environment and a space in which what is within can come out.
So we ask that the children not be talked at, but the children be allowed to discover.
We need to get the message out that childhood in and of itself is valuable. It's not just a means to become an adult.
Wouldn't it be something if every child could know how to treat others and how they should expect to be treated as a human being, that how the world would change?
I think we have a really strong community. You know, we've all been together for a long time, and you feel safe around each other. I feel completely safe around you guys. And that strength that I get from this place provides me the ability to go out into the outside world. I'm able to carry that with me.
I've never had a child stressed out who doesn't want to go to school.
I remember being a younger kid, you know, through all the grades, really enjoying being in school.
The different experiences that were hands-on for them, that they didn't have to just learn through books and memorize, that they actually got to touch, feel, experience, smell it, breathe it, be a part of it, that's so natural. And that's what learning should be.
It's encouraging, and they want to help you more than just say you're wrong.
They want to see you grow.
They want you to come up with the answer.
It's not even a wrong answer, it's your own answer. That's what they're striving for. Finishing out the senior year, you're like, wow, that was really that was good.
They feel met by the curriculum, and so then they step up to the plate to meet it back.
I too will face a battle if I must.
Confess it. Art is a mode. You know, not just a subject. It is a way that these children take in, digest, process, integrate, and own the material, and then give it back in the form of these handmade textbooks that they make.
It inspired creativity, and it was interesting at the same time.
It's like your own textbook that you made up and has your own ideas and thoughts and how you interpreted them.
You kind of have to reinterpret what the teacher was saying and put it in your own words. It really makes you think. It really brings about your creativity as well.
Yeah. So that's the critical piece here, is do you want your child to experience real learning or the kind of superficial arming oneself with facts that these days is passing for education?
I think if you, as a parent, are brave enough to let your kid become well-rounded, free-thinking, this is the school.
I feel indescribably proud that I went here, and I would wish that on anyone.
You guys are out of joy. I love being with you guys. You guys are the witness that gives my life meaning. So, although I am leaving the school, which has been my life for the last 15 years, and I'm very touched and sad, I am ready.
Happiness is the great work, though every heart must first become a student, to one who really knows about love. I would like to thank my class for loving me and letting me love them now and forever.
You are by far the most incredible individuals I've ever met. Each of you forever has a top spot in my heart because you helped build it.
I have been accepted with reverence, I have been educated with love, and now I'm free.
We don't know the scientific terms. Both of us understand from our hearts that our children have been very blessed to be at this school, to have this kind of education. Some of the damage that we felt going through the public school system got to be repaired with our children.
I believe so strongly in the community of Highland Hall. It's such a diverse group. It's not a who's who, it's not a rich kid's school. It's kids come from so many different walks of life, and that's one of the beauties about this place.
You have all of these people who understand the soul life of a child, and we're all working to create this very safe, nurturing place for that life.
These kids are far more prepared for the outside world because they have such a strong sense of themselves. They've developed a strong sense of individuality, that is what will carry them in the outside world.
You could see a spirit coming back out. That joyful, playful spirit came out again. It was allowed to come out at a Waldorf school.
Even at my age now, I'm still friends with kids I went to kindergarten with. And I can't really put my finger on why we're all still so interested in each other's lives, but we went through this fascinating way to learn.
In a Waldorf school, you learn that your expectations take a back seat to the child blossoming on their own and going on their own path.
It's not our job as human beings to change our shape to the culture, but rather to change the shape of the culture based on our hearts. That the leaders of tomorrow are the children of today who understand that who they are is what will influence what the world around them will be.
The purpose of my education is no longer a mystery. The aim, as I see it, is to allow each of us to reach the highest expression of who he or she is. Gold, if you will. So what you see on the stage behind me is actually just a lot of gold. And it's funny too because they're also the alchemists. Thanks.